Hello, my name is Andrew and I love to make monsters. In today's video, I'm going to make a cute little slug monster out of polymer clay. I'll get started right after this. Remember, never stop creating. The first thing I'm going to do is paint some little cabochons with some black acrylic paint. While I'm letting that dry, I'm going to mix up my clay. I have this Premo Fuchsia, but it's a little darker than I want, so I'm going to mix some white in it. Pretty happy with this color, so I'm going to go with it. Now I'm going to use some aluminum foil to make my slug's body. Pretty happy with that, so I'm going to go ahead and cover the foil with a layer of clay. Now it's time to insert his eyeballs. I have a bunch of pre-baked monster parts, so I wanted to find a little tooth to add to this guy. That looks pretty good. Now to sculpt an upper lip to go over that tooth. Smooth that in with a ball tool and a rubber tip tool. Kind of a two-in-one tool I have here, and it works out really well. Though I am happy with his face so far, I think he'd look a little bit better with some chubby cheeks. Now to give my slug some arms, because slugs have arms, right? That's correct, isn't it? And my slug needs some nice little pointed ears. Once I'm happy with where they're placed, I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of an indentation in them. Then I can reattach them and move on to adding some details. I'm going to just make that mouth a little more smiley, and see, just that little tweak there makes them even look even happier. I felt like my slug was a little too plain, so I just had this idea of doing some indentions in it. I don't know what to call these. Some kind of cybernetic, caveman, ancient, technical pattern. I don't know. Anyway, with that done, I'm going to go ahead and bake my slug according to package instructions. I really want my sculpted details to stand out, so I'm going to go ahead and give my slug a black wash. But as I was doing this, it just wasn't working how I thought it should. And part of my issue is I didn't do those indentions super deep, so they didn't really take the paint. And then when I was wiping it off, I just kind of made the whole thing dingy. So I went through and cleaned it off again. Tried to, salvage this project, and you can see I took off way too much. So I'm going to go back in and paint my lines in, and this paint is a little thicker than what I started off with. But even then, it's just not quite right. So I'm going to use some isopropyl alcohol and clean him up because he still looked very dingy. I'll be honest with you, I was getting to the point where it really wasn't going as planned, and I just wasn't happy with how it looked, and I almost was going to scratch this project. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep working at it. So I thought, well, to get rid of some of the dinge, I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice dry brush of some white paint. And once I started doing this, I was a lot happier with how it looked because it just added something to it, like, well, white paint, but it added enough contrast and it really made the character pop more for me. So I was much more happy with it this way. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll take a look at the finished sculpt. And here's my little slug guy. I absolutely love him. I'm glad I didn't throw him in the trash. That would have been rude. I just think he's very cute. I love how the painted glass cabochons look. It gives it that nice shiny eyes. I think the details I added to him work for whatever he is. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to subscribe, and if you could, click that like button. That'll really help out the channel. All right, well, thanks for watching, and remember, never stop creating. Okay, don't click off yet. It's got stuff here on the screen. See, you can check out this original video, or if you want to learn how to make your own polymer clay sculptures, check out my bite-sized tutorial playlist. All right, thanks. Bye.